Wait till Eva sees it. Oops, sorry. Hi, welcome to season 2 of Val's Kitchen. I'm Val, and this is my kitchen. This season we are doing family requests, and today is my daughter-in-law Eva's request of better than Trader Joe's sun-dried tomato hummus. So one day she was mentioning that she loved the Trader Joe's tomato hummus, and I've never had it before, but I was making my own hummus at the time, so actually maybe for Patreon we might have to do the red pepper hummus. So I got online, looked at the ingredients, and I decided to come up with my own. And I think it only took 2 times before I got it, and then I wrote it down. So I know there's a lot of steps to this. This seems like there's a lot of ingredients, but it is so worth it. Your family is gonna love it, believe me. Let's get started. So I've got some things ready here. I just wanna show you something. So you're just gonna use the can of chickpeas. I like to buy the organic, it's a few cents more. You don't have to. But this is so crazy. So my family is and myself, we're real funny about the texture of things. And I've made the hummus with the skins of the chickpeas on, and it was too grainy. We didn't like how grainy it was. Well, I didn't anyway. So I sit here, and I put the chickpeas into a little strainer, and then every single chickpea, I just squeeze lightly and pull the skin off, and don't use it, okay? I actually, one time I did make the recipe, just my regular hummus. I had just made the recipe, and I was being lazy, and I said, oh, what the heck, I'm just gonna put the skins in, it should be fine. And it wasn't. The texture was grainy, it wasn't smooth. I like a really smooth texture for my hummus. So the next time I made hummus, I decided, so that I can always talk myself into doing it, I timed myself, and it took 12 minutes to peel the skins off of the whole can of chickpeas. So take the time, take the skins off, 12 minutes. You can even do it the night before and then stick them in the fridge so you're ready for the recipe, okay? Believe me, you're gonna see a difference. We surely did. So I've got my can of chickpeas, and here's another tip I just learned. I've read about this before. I was telling Eva about it. So I went to Walmart yesterday after work, and they had a whole bin of limes, and they were all horrible. I mean, a big bin of them. They were all hard, and I thought, what am I gonna do? So I bought 6 of them, and I thought, well, I'll try to squeeze them as much as I can. But in the back of my mind, I remembered reading several times through the years that you could stick a lime or a lemon in the microwave, and it'll soften it up. So I tried it for 20 seconds, that was too long. 15 seconds in the microwave, and out of 2 small limes, I got almost the 1/4 cup that I needed. Usually this is about 3 limes. So I need a little bit more, probably another half. So, and make sure after you do the microwave, you roll it like this, and that's gonna soften up and loosen up the juices. All right, and then I'm just gonna put half. I'm not gonna need this whole. I might use that for my seltzer later to have a cold drink. And we want a 1/4 cup of lime juice. And I don't want to squeeze too much because I don't want to go over. I love my stainless steel juicer that my friend Dana gave me. 1/4 cup of lime juice, ready to go. Another thing, so you need sun-dried tomatoes, obviously, to go into this hummus. And what I like to use is my mom's. She sun-dries tomatoes in her dehydrator from the garden. And I rehydrate them in hot water on the stove. And then I soak them in the olive oil. I can go through these in a week. I'll just throw it in recipes on my salad. I'll make crackers with cream cheese. Oh, it's so good. But anyway, you can use a jar of sun-dried tomatoes. You're gonna need a 1/4 cup of them. So you don't have to go through the trouble that I just did. I just enjoy having the garden tomatoes rehydrated in our hummus. All right, so I just got this little Ninja, and it works perfectly for the hummus. You can get tahini anywhere. I prefer this. This is actually a Kroger organic brand. I like to get the organic when it's tahini, but you don't have to. I'm just a little kooky sometimes. What am I, crunchy? So you have to stir it because the oil comes to the top, and I've already pretty much stirred this hard. And you'll feel at the bottom it's kind of getting, it's kind of stuck down there. So you want to get it incorporated into the top part, okay? Which I have. So I just wanted you to know that. The tahini, we're gonna measure out a 1/4 cup of that. Okay, is that explaining all the ingredients? All right, so you can see I mixed it together. It's still a little clumpy there. There's a clump right there. It's gonna go over a 1/4 cup, but that's gonna be fine. It's one thing about recipes. You don't have to be totally exact. It's okay. So that's a 1/4 cup of tahini. Just put it in. Okay. We're gonna add the 1/4 cup of lime juice. All right, let's see. Ready? It's gonna be noisy. All right. Gotta lock it first. All right, so we're gonna process this for 1 minute. We're not gonna show the whole minute, but I'm gonna do it right now. Okay. So it's very thick, but I am going to scrape down the sides. Make sure all those clumps get in there. All right, and we're gonna run it for about 30 seconds more. Okay, now we throw in everything except for the chickpeas. Everything goes in right now. So we're doing the shallots. We need to do 1 garlic clove, minced. Now, I mean, if you have a Vitamix, you probably don't have to mince it. For this little thing, I do need to do this ahead of time, otherwise we get big chunks of garlic. It just doesn't get it smooth enough for me. 1 clove of garlic. There's that. Then we're gonna do a 1/4 cup of our sun-dried tomatoes in oil. And you can throw in a little bit more if you want, if you really want it to be tomatoey. It's a little over the top. Okay. Then, so I've already washed this. This is a Roma tomato. So basically you want to cut around. I try to get most of the seeds out. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but I just pull out most of the seeds and just chop it. Like that. Okay. And then we want our 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. Absolutely love this. Where is it? And see, this is gonna go so quick. And what you can do is if you serve it with, if you like to serve it with vegetables, maybe on Sunday, when you're getting ready, making salads and stuff, just put your vegetables, cut up all the vegetables so they're ready, so you can just grab them out of the fridge. I like to store them in baggies with a piece of paper towel, so they're all washed and ready to go and ready for me to use for whatever recipe I need. Especially carrots and celery, they do good. Celery doesn't need the paper towels. You want to have a little bit of water in with the celery. Oh, might have to open my new one. Whoops. 3 tablespoons. We need our 1/4 cup of basil leaves. Where's my 1/4 cup? We'll use this clean one. And just pack them in there. It doesn't have to be too tight, but the more basil you have, the better it'll be. Probably should have done this ahead of time, but no big deal. 1/4 cup isn't that much. You want to make sure you save a couple of leaves because it does look pretty on top when you're finished, just as a finishing. All right, so I got a good quarter cup of basil going in, and this has already been washed. When I get it home, I wash it, keep it in the sink till it dries, and then I put it in my bowl and keep it for recipes. I love my fresh basil. Now we put the spices in. I need a 1/2 teaspoon can get the lumps out. Half a teaspoon of salt. We're gonna taste it at the end just to make sure. See, we might need some more. Usually it's okay to me. And then a half a teaspoon of oregano. This is actually some of my mom's from last year. What I like to do with oregano leaves is you need to squeeze it between your fingers so that it gets that the flavor. Half a teaspoon of onion powder. I really like onion powder. I like to put it in my recipes with the garlic, salt, and pepper, although I don't have pepper in this. All right. And garlic, believe it or not, the garlic only has a 1/4 teaspoon, which is very unusual for me. But I do have fresh garlic in there, so we don't want to overpower it. So just a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic. And then we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And I think I'm going to try to see if I can get at least 1 tablespoon out of my sun-dried tomatoes. This is I use hold on, 1. For the oil, you want to use a good olive oil for the hummus. This is one that I use for not cooking. If I'm cooking with the oil, I'll use a different one. But this is California Olive Ranch, 100% Californian. Be careful, because some of them are now not all 100% California. But this one has a stronger peppery taste, and it really does well in the hummus. And it's what I've soaked my sun-dried tomatoes in. I might be able to get the 2nd tablespoon out of here. I'll just add some more. Oh yeah. Now, I'm gonna process this whole thing for 30 seconds, scrape the bowl, process it again. It seems like it's so time consuming, but it really isn't. It's worth it. Here we go. All right, here we go. Scrape it down. Oh, see, there was a leaf stuck to the side there that didn't even get in. That's why you gotta scrape it down. Do it again for 30 seconds, and then we're gonna add the chickpeas. All right, scrape it down again, and then we're gonna add half the chickpeas. It's looking good. Just keep in mind you may not always need to add water. Okay, you may not need to this time. We're gonna put in half the chickpeas with no skins. One minute. All right, that was 1 minute. We're gonna scrape it down. Oh, it's looking so good. Oh yeah. Put in the rest of the chickpeas. Blend it for another minute. I mean, how simple can this get? It's doing all the work. I don't have to do anything. It's all in the machine. Last minute. All right, I'm gonna take a look. Oh, look how creamy smooth it is. Look at this. You talk about simple. Look at that, and this is healthy for you. This is really good. Let me get a little spoon, and I'm gonna just test it for salt. And smoothness, and maybe it needs another minute, because you should do 1 to 2 minutes. It's tangy. I think it's perfect. No salt. We don't need salt. Okay, so we have been taking a poll of what you want me to make on the last episode of Season 2's Val's Kitchen. Leave a comment below. Let us know which one out of these 4 you want me to make. So leave your comment below. We'll be tallying them up on this Friday, and we will announce it in our next video. Also, while you're at it, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel, and hit that little bell so you get reminders of, what does it do again? Wait, hit the little bell for stay up to date on Val's Kitchen. And check out our Patreon. There will be exclusive content from Val's Kitchen on the Patreon. In the bowl of a food processor, combine the tahini and lime juice and process for 1 minute. Scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl, then process for 30 seconds more. Add the olive oil, minced garlic, shallot, tomatoes, basil, garlic powder, onion powder, and a half a teaspoon of salt to the whipped tahini and lime juice. Process for 30 seconds. Scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl, then process another 30 seconds or until well blended. Add half of the chickpeas to the food processor and process for 1 minute. Scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl, then add remaining chickpeas and process until thick and quite smooth, about 1 to 2 minutes. If it's too thick, add 1 to 2 tablespoons of water until you reach the perfect consistency.